Hi friends, this is an initiative to help for the mains. This would be going to be somewhere 15 to 20 minutes video where I will be discussing everything related to the plastic pollution. The consequences of the plastic pollution, what are the issues associated with the plastic pollution, and what are the various measures taken by the government to handle this plastic pollution. This content will be helpful for all the PSCs and UPSC, right? The content is similar. The way of question that would be asked, be it by the UPSC, APPSC, or TSPSC, the question would be different. In the UPSC, they will ask twisted question, sometimes direct question, but in the APPSC or TSPSC, mostly, or be it any service commission, they will ask some mostly a direct question. So this is the content. I'm trying to provide everything related to the content, and from here you have to utilize this content and try to write a good answer. Okay, let's start our discussion. Plastic pollution. So before understanding or answering a question on the plastic pollution, we have to understand the magnitude of the problem. Now see, this is the data given by the UNEP. According to the UNEP, as of 2015, 9 billion tons of the plastic produced. Of it, from the 9 billion tons, only 9% has been recycled. 20% has been incinerated, means burnt. Plastic is being burnt. This is one way of plastic waste management. Rest of the 79% is accumulated in the landfills. Now, what are the problems, or else what are the consequences because of this format? 79% of the plastic is going to the landfills, and 12% are being burnt, and 9% is being recycled. So we will understand one after another. Here itself, let's understand what happens when the plastic goes to the landfills. When the plastic goes to the landfills, it is bound to cause environmental and socio-economic problems. So what are those environmental problems? Contamination of the soil and water through because of the dumping of the landfills. Now let's say you have dumped the plastic into the landfills. From there, plastic will break down into the smaller pieces, and these smaller pieces will go into the water bodies or else into the soils. From these soils, they enter the food chain. From the food chain, they enter into the living organisms, be it a human or any organisms. They will start to accumulate in your body. Whenever a product is fat soluble, means that is stored in our fat cells of the body, they will be remaining there for longer periods of time. So now let's say today I consumed fish. From the fish is having plastic in its body. From the fish, I got the plastic of 1 gram. It is accumulated in my body. Over a period of time, I ate 100 or thousands of fishes over my life cycle. So then it will magnify. So 1 gram has become, let's say, 100 grams, 200 grams, 300 grams. This is called the biomagnification. And such a kind of bioaccumulation and magnification is causing severe health concerns. This is causing reproduction concerns. The people, the reproductive organs in the adult cell chain, okay, they are not getting developed, and the mating or else reproduction, the sperm counts are being affected in both the animals as well as the humans. It is also affecting, let's say, yeah, these are the problems that are being, okay, they are also causing the cancer. Yeah, that's one more point I wanted to add. So these are the environmental problems, bioaccumulation and the biomagnification. Then what is the other problem? This is also associated with the global warming and the climate change. How? The plastic manufacturing itself requires huge amount of the fossil fuels. So large amount of carbon is being used to generate the plastic. Now, if you are creating more and more plastic without properly recycling or reusing of the plastic, so lot of plastic is being generated. In this process, a lot of greenhouse gases are being released. So it's a problem associated with the global warming or the greenhouse gas and the climate change. So these are the environmental problems associated with the plastic pollution. Let's talk about the socio and economic problems. These plastic will choke the drains and cause the urban floods. You dumped the plastic everywhere. Now this will block the free passage of the water flow, and this is going to cause, it is bound to cause the urban floods. Not only this, water will be stagnated, and this will become the breeding grounds for the mosquitoes, and this will cause various mosquito related diseases like say malaria, dengue, chikungunya. Today we are talking about the malaria elimination. Okay, national malaria elimination program India has launched. Okay, so for that plastic waste management and solid waste management is also very important initiative that is required, right? And also, over a period of time, this plastic will get contaminated and it will become breeding grounds for both the bacteria and fungi. So this is going to cause so many bacterial and viral diseases too. And then recently, the study conducted in the Mass 2022, they found human blood sample has 80% of the microplastic, and this can lead to the various things like say neurological disorders, cancer, reproductory issues, diseases, which I have already mentioned. Can you understand why all these things are happening? What are the reasons why plastic waste management is getting difficult? Okay, we'll come to that. But before that, understand one more fact. You might have heard about the Great Pacific Garbage. Huge amount of garbage has been a pack. Uh, Huge amount of pack has been developed in the Pacific Ocean. So that is considered as a Great Pacific Garbage. All the plastic that is being thrown on the landfills, more than the landfills, so much of the plastic is found in the ocean areas, in the ocean regions. Okay, so when they are going for the fishermen, if they are getting 1 kg of the fish, along with this 1 kg of the fish, they are also getting equal amount of the plastic. In the 2014, there was when they got 5 kg of fish. For 5 kg of fish, they got 1 kg of the fish. So it is expected by 2050 you are going to get more plastic than the fish when you go for the fishing. Now, what is the reason? Why is there is such problem? There is poor segregation at the source level. Let's say whenever plastic is being generated at the home, it's rarely happening that we segregate the waste into the organic matter, plastic matter, electronic matter, or biomedical waste. Such segregation does not happen. Even if you segregate that thing, whoever the person that is collecting the waste, he will dump all of them together in his vehicle, right? So there is poor segregation at the source. When such segregation is not happening, how can you collect the plastic? How can you recycle and reuse the plastic? There is a major problem. At the source itself, there is no proper segregation. And who is the person that should enforce proper segregation or solid waste management rules? They are the local bodies. Rural and urban local bodies, they do not have finance or manpower to enforce the rules. At the same level, there is also state pollution control boards. These are also responsible for enforcing plastic waste management rules or solid waste management rules, but they do not have much teeth. Okay, so there is one more problem. Then people also do not have the awareness. They are unaware that these plastics are accumulating, and they are going to cause cancers, reproduction issues, genetic issues. So they are unaware. Lack of this awareness is also causing huge problem. And even if there is awareness, what is the alternative for the plastic? Even if you use jute bags or else newspapers, are they effective? Right, it is not efficient as plastic, right? So we do not find alternative, and so we still go back to the plastic. And one more major problem is microplastic. Microplastic means very small level of the plastic that can be created because of the natural reasons or man-made reasons. Naturally, let's say plastic got fragmented into the various pieces. Plastic is not biodegradable, so it will be broken down into the smaller pieces, and then it will become very very small level of microplastics that can enter into the our lungs through as simple process as breathing systems, and this is going to cause havoc in our human systems. Or alternatively, such microplastics are also being developed by cosmetic industry. Various face creams, lotions, they have the microplastics in it. It will enter into the human body, and these nanoparticles or microparticles is going to cause huge problems. And then there is huge amount of plastic is being generated. I already have given you data. India itself is generating 10 million tons of plastic. Now, who and how they are going to collect this collection is very difficult process, and this plastic is non-biodegradable. All these above problems is leading to plastic going to the landfills. Now from there, if you collect those plastic and burn them, if you burn them, it is not an effective way. It is going to generate very harmful gases. This is, if you inhale them, it is going to cause so much of severe issues to you, or in this process it will release a lot of greenhouse gases back to the environment. It is going to cause global warming. Now see, if you do not properly segregate the waste, what happens is, one thing, recycle and reuse does not happen, management does not happen, so it will go to the landfills and all. The other thing is, let's say various waste to energy plants are being set up. You might have heard this thing in the biofuels. There was an article that was saying these waste to energy plants, they are not getting sufficient amount of material to generate the energy. Let's say they are generating the energy using the organic matter, but where is the organic matter? They have to come from the household waste or agriculture waste, but there is no proper supply chain mechanisms to collect, segregate, and give it to the institutions which are developing the energy, generate the energy from these waste. That is not happening because entire supply chain is defective. So all these problems are resulting in the whatever the consequences we have discussed about the plastic pollution. So what is the government doing in this case? Government has come up with the plastic waste management rules. In the 2011, they have come up with the plastic waste management rules, but that was restricted only to the urban areas. Now they have expanded the plastic waste management rules scope to the rural areas as well, and they have given the responsibility to the local bodies. I have already mentioned the local bodies do not have proper powers, but this happened in the 2011 rules and 2016 rules, where they have given responsibility to the local bodies to impose fines, to ensure, to bring the rules, ensure those rules are being followed. But this we have already seen the local bodies do not have efficiency to enforce this plastic waste management rules, and they have also said minimum thickness of the plastic should be 120 microns. Initially in the 2016 it was 50. Now they have increased to the 120 microns as per the 2021 amendment. Why such thickness? If the thickness is very small or else very thin, if the thickness is not solid enough, then it will lead to the breaking down into the pieces, and then it will lead to the formation of the microplastics, right? So that is the reason they have they said that minimum thickness should be 120 microns. Then this is very important provision. This is producer responsibility. It is a extended producer responsibility. That means whoever the person, not person, let's say it's an organization who is generating the plastic, it is his responsibility to collect back the plastic. Now, in order to for this to happen, this whoever the producer is there, he has to register himself with the state pollution control boards or the central pollution control boards. Okay, so that registration will happen. Then he will say, I have generated X amount of the plastic. Then central pollution control board or state pollution control board ask them, okay, you have generated 1 kg of the plastic, you have produced 1 kg of the plastic, how much of the plastic you have collected it? Okay, so it is his responsibility, the producer's responsibility to collect it back. And also there is also responsibility on the waste generator. Let's say not just the producer, whoever doing the manufacturing. Let's say you have some function at your family, some family function. In that family function, you have generated a huge amount of the waste, plastic waste especially. Let's say because of the ice creams or whatever the things. Okay, so now it is your responsibility to segregate the waste and to call the appropriate authority and to give the waste to that appropriate authority. It is your responsibility. So responsibility as another waste generator. And then plastic should be efficiently utilized, like in the road construction or else steel manufacturing, in the cement generation. So all these are the very important provisions of the plastic waste management rules. But if they ask you issues in the plastic waste management rules, you can write the same above problems. The same above problems still prevail. Okay, so let's say the state pollution control board do not have the teeth with it. Even if the producer is not registered with it, it can't do anything. It is not able to impose fines. The same with the local bodies. They are not able to impose the fines. They are not able to bring the awareness to the public, to segregate the waste. All these things are just rules. They are not happening. They are not being implemented. And then what the government did? The government has come up with the 2021 amendment rules, in that they have increased the minimum thickness. I have told you the minimum thickness is 120. So initially it was 50. They have increased to 120. Then they have banned the single-use plastic. Single-use plastics are like use and throw plastics. They cannot be used for the recycle and reuse. That is the reason they have banned the single-use plastic. All the plastic waste management start with the banning of the single-use plastics. Okay, so they have banned the single-use plastic. Then guidelines are issued to properly collect back plastic by the producer. I have told you in the 2016 they have come up with the extended producer responsibility, but there was no proper framework or structure how this rules to be implemented. So in the 2021 amendments, they have given the guidelines how this producer should register himself and collect the plastic. Okay. Then they have also come up with some online platform, a centralized platform to register for the whoever the producer that is generating waste, he should register himself there. Okay, so this will simplify the process. It will also increase the ease of doing business, and it also helps in the monitoring the plastic collection. Okay, then fines will be collected for not fulfilling the duties given to them. Let's say there is a chips factory or a lace industry. They said we have produced 1 kg of the plastic, but we could collect only 100 grams of plastic. So they will impose some fine under the polluter pay principle. You are the one who generated the pollution, so you have to pay it. So polluter pay principle is one of the principles of the sustainable development, or else to control the environmental degradation. It is very important principle. You can also go through the other principles what are there. Okay, so I'm not going into that. Next, second point. So what the students do is, if I ask them discuss the plastic waste management, discuss various ways government has come up with to handle the plastic waste management, they will write only with this 2016-2021 amendments. Wrong. Okay, this is only one way. They are also coming up with various ways, right? Now they are also developing the alternatives for this plastic. So I have told you one of the major reason for the plastic growth is we do not have an alternative for the plastic. So they are trying to come up with the compostable or a degradable form of plastic. They are coming up with the development of the jute bags. Okay. Also, they are also coming up with the innovative methods. Okay, they are conducting hackathons. Okay, they are asking people to come up with your own innovative methods. We will award you. We will give you rewards. All this they are thinking. Okay. So what are they doing? Various local governments, let's say Hyderabad GMC, they are using this plastic for construction of the pavements. Okay, and they are also using this plastic for construction of the recycle bins. In the same way, Bangalore, they are using plastics in the road construction. Okay. They are also using technology for the registration purpose, which I have already discussed, for generation of the awareness. Okay, they are this is called the Prakriti. Okay, for lifestyle changes, initiative has been taken to create the awareness about the plastic pollution. They are bringing collaboration between different schemes. Like say under the Swachh Bharat, they are comprehensively dealing with the solid waste management. Then the next major important point is plastic to the fuels. I have told you they will burn the plastic, but this burning will cause huge amount of the toxic gases. This is not burning. Okay, this is a kind of thermal decomposition under high temperatures. In the absence of the oxygen, they will decompose the plastic into the fuels. Okay, then there is also a plasma pyrolysis technique. This is also a thermochemical process. In the oxygen starved environment, they are converting the plastics into the fuels. This is still going on. Okay, your Central Pollution Control Board and the plasma research body of the Gujarat, they are doing various experiments to make this process successful. Okay, so we are still in the experimental phase of the various processes that can be used to utilize this plastic in a efficient manner. So that's the reason we are also conducting the hackathons. Now, what can be the suggestions? There is a kind of, we should develop the people's movement. So there was a in the Nilgiris, it is plastic free. How it could be possible without government's ban? People themselves are became aware, and they are controlling the growth of the plastics. So when there is people's movement, when there is awareness within the people themselves, they will not let the environment to get degraded because of the plastic. Sikkim is the first state that has banned the plastic. I have visited the Sikkim. Okay, where the people, if you throw the garbage, plastic garbage, especially on the roads, people will come and scold you. Okay, such kind of awareness should be generated in the people. Okay, in the conclusion, you can also use 4R method, 4R approach. India is planning for the circular economy. Okay, so in order to utilize efficiently our resources, we should plan for reduce, reuse, recycle, and recovery method. 4R method. So reduce the use, reuse, recycle, and recovery instead of letting the plastic go to the landfills. Okay, so this is going to be a solid conclusion. So I have given all the relevant things that is associated with the plastic waste management government initiatives. This is good enough content to write a answer for 10 marker or 15 marker, be it for any exam. I hope you enjoyed the content. Thank you.